Hey, Shalom. Kahala Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Waha, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, the great millstone. Peace and blessings to Yakin pushing his word and truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. This is Mathia from the GMS Dallas camp, and wanted to go into a quick lesson. Lord willing, this will be edifying to the hopeful elect. All right, so last night we was going into, we did a lesson over it was actually me, brother Pataka Moth, brother Benaiah, and the brother Othman, and we actually went into faith. You know what I'm saying? And it was, you know what I'm saying, it was inspired me to do this quick lesson here. And when you go into that faith and then go into that work, that goes hand in hand. As you see on the screen, you have faith and works is basically gears that basically go and work together. You can't turn one without the others turning it as well. Now, when we go into Hebrews 11, verse 1, it says, "Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." So when you go into that faith is things that hope for, you got to ask, okay, now what if faith is things that hope for? Things, it becomes a substance, something that you know that it's that that's something that basically is there, but you don't see it. You know something that's gonna be right, like Yahweh, which is the who the word ignorantly calls God. What is Yahweh going into in the Hebrew? It says he is or he exists. Now, do you see the Lord? You don't see him in his in a physical form, but you have faith and you know because everything was created. You know what I'm saying? Well, Yahweh created Yahweh Shai, which is who the word England calls Jesus. Then from there, the Elohim, which is the angels, created on forth, and like you say, the earth and everything was created. But it goes into that omnipotent power, that faith. So we know that the Lord is, all right, he exists. One thing is by the belief and faith and the seeing of the works. All right. Now, when you say when you go into verse 6, it says, "Without faith we cannot please the Lord. The worthy, all right, the worthy fruits thereof in the fathers of old time." So we cannot please the Lord unless we have faith. Now, when you go into that understanding of faith, if you have that belief, it's gonna bring forth that fear. That's going to be wise to do because the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. So when you bring about that faith, you understand the fear. When you understand that fear, it brings forth to move forward with that work. All right, it brings forth that the ways to walk. All right, so you cannot have faith if you don't believe and have that fear, and it moves you to do the work. Now, in the work, do you say, okay, you just have to go out and preach? That's doing the work. True, that is doing the work. But that faith can move you to do other things, all right? It makes you to move forward to walk a better way in life. One thing is to withdraw from the fleshly ways, to withstand certain things. Don't deal with another man's woman, all right? Hold back on the things you eat. Like we don't, like I say, don't eat pork. You know, I say those things a lot, but that's the certain, things that'll get an understanding. You know what I'm saying? Don't be just a nigga out here, you know? Now, I want to get a quick one, another one. This is James 2, and I'm going to start at verse 19. It says, "Thou believest is there is one power," all right? And we believe it is one God, which is Yahweh. All right, meaning, as we just went into, he is or he exists. We believe that he's an omnipotent power. Thou doest well. The devils also believe and tremble. Okay? So even the devils have that fear. All right? So it says, verse 20, but wilt thou know, O vain man, that faith without works is dead? So if you have that faith, you're going to have that work. Now here's where I want to get to. Verse 21, it says, was not Abraham our father um, justified by works when he had offered Isaac his son upon the altar? Okay, so that lets you know it's not about just going out here on the highways and byways pushing the word. True enough, because the Lord is going to raise us up, the men on the highways and byways, Lord willing, with those men to be kings and priests. But if you but it's not going to be everyone that's going to be out here preaching. If you have that faith and believe in the Lord and you walk in the ways and the path, you know what I'm saying, letting go of these fleshly ways and these fleshly things, you know what I'm saying, being brotherly or being humble, you know what I'm saying, walking the righteous ways, following the commandments to the best of your abilities. These are things that are going to basically build you up, and the Lord is going to see the works. So we are going on how we do preach, but that is not it. Because you can preach and then don't just have a lack of faith and still go out here and be a nigga and doing whatever the hell you want, which is showing a lack of faith. That's not showing wisdom. But Isaiah 33:6, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time, strength of our salvation. All right. And with that faith, Abraham moved, okay? He did the work, all right, because of what he was willing to do. Sacrifice his son because he know. So that's what faith goes into. One thing about the works, you basically, one of the things about the work is sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? We have cut off the flesh. So that sacrifice is a part of the work. When you go into a job, you don't have probably just one thing you have to do. It might be multiple things. But that is your job description, to do these certain things, a part of your job. You don't go in and be like, okay, I just believe that I'm gonna. If you a mail carrier, I just believe I'm just gonna go carry mail to people's houses. You know, I know now it's a little different now these days, but is that a part of your only job description? You just go grab the mail and go work? No, you may have to go sort the mail out before you even put it together and take it and put it in the truck and then drive to deliver the mail. And then when you get back, you may have to do something when you get back to the office. It's certain things you have to do. But then would you say, oh, well, he delivered mail, all he do is ride around? No, it's more to that job. All right? It's more to what he do as working. So when we have faith, we understand that we have to work, do the work, and put in. It's certain aspects to putting in this work. All right. So it's going back to Abraham. He had faith. He believed. All right. And this was one of the things he did with that faith. He was willing to put in that work. Back in James 2 and verse 21, it says, was not Abraham our father justified by works when he had offered Isaac his son up upon the altar? See if thou have faith wrought with his works, and by work was his faith made perfect. All right, so by his work his faith was made perfect. He was a doer. You know what I'm saying? He was a doer of the word, so that showed his faith. So when people like, what is it? Do you have to have faith or do you have to do the work? Faith without work is dead. You got to do both. You put in both. That faith could make you move forward towards that. Make you move. Do the work. So as you see, the gears of faith and works work hand in hand. So I just wanted to, like I say, do a quick video. Lord willing, this was edifying. I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Waha, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to Yahweh in pushing this word and truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom.